This video is going to continue to explore things that we can do in that TVM solver, looking at some sort of a problem in which we're going to compare what would happen if we do the monthly payment route versus if we do some of the problems like we did in the previous lesson where we deposit a lump sum. So in this particular example, we want to end up with a certain amount of money at the end of 18 years, that $150,000. In 18 years, we have two different accounts, one that we're going to put a monthly payment into and one we're going to do a lump sum. So when we talk about lump sum, that means like an upfront amount. So we're going to deposit all our money at once and then we're just going to ignore the account. Now in both of these accounts, we're going to keep everything else the same. So it has an APR of 18%. We're going to be investing monthly, which means it's going to also be compounded monthly. So let's fill in what we'd put in our calculator, and then we're going to go switch to our TVM solver and see sort of what the difference is. So the big difference here is what are we solving for? On part A, where we're looking for that monthly payment, our unknown is going to be the payment amount. Whereas when we're doing the lump sum, the unknown is going to be that present value. So something to keep in mind as we're working here is that when we talk about present value, it's another term for our sort of lump sum. How much did we invest up front? Okay, and so the other difference will be in the monthly payment one, we have a lump sum of 0, and while in the lump sum account, we have a payment of 0. Everything else is going to be the same for these two accounts. We're going to have 18 years at 12 payments a year, 8%, a future value of $150,000, and then payments per year will be 12. And so we're just going to go through and fill this all in. And so these match up. All right, let's start with our monthly payment calculation. So we want to go through and we're going to figure out how much our monthly payments are. So we know in our number we're going to have 18 times 12, which is 216. We have an 8% interest rate. It's a pretty good deal. We have a 0 lump sum. We want a future value of $150,000, and then we're going to make 12 payments per year. So our payment is going to be $312.44. Now, that's how much you put in every month. So that's per month. So we want to keep in mind, like we were on previous examples, that we actually deposit a lot more than that $312. If we wanted to figure out how much we actually put into the account, we would take that $312.44. We'd then multiply it by that 216, and we'd find out that over the course of those 18 years, we deposited $67,487.04. But as we've talked about, it doesn't quite seem that way because I'm putting in only a little bit at a time. That's going to contrast with our lump sum payment. So if we go back to this lump sum payment, we're going to take out our payment amount and put that as 0. And now we're going to solve for that present value. And if we notice here on our present value, if we just upfront were able to deposit $35,709.40, well, you would have ended up with the same amount of money. And that is less money in the long run that got put into this account. But how many of us have $35,000 to just throw in a bank account? And so it's sort of contrasting what is the difference between doing those monthly payments versus if we could just upfront deposit the money at the same time.